In 1995, the biggest wrestling event happened. The two-day event had a total of 315,000 people attend it. 15 total matches, with 2 stars clashing at the end, but no one talks about it. Most don't even know it happened. Let me tell you about the Collision in Korea. In 1995, Eric Bischoff of WCW and Antonio Inoki of New Japan came together to create the biggest and probably the most dangerous pay-per-view anyone could ever see. It wasn't dangerous because of the extreme match types. It was dangerous because it was in North Korea. Since the North and South split, the North has been extremely dangerous for outsiders. Even the civilians aren't treated good. During the time of this event, Antonio Inoki was running for office in Japan. A big motivator for him to do this was he was trying to show his country of Japan that he can get along with North Korea. Inoki was trained by a Korean Japanese man who the Korean government used in their propaganda since his death in 1963. So with having that type of connection and the respect he had for the Korean government, it was an easy sell to set up this event. Eric Bischoff was in the real start of pursuing WWF in the ratings war. When the conversation was started, he truly believed that this event would push him far ahead, but they had to think, what would sell this? How could they make people want to see this? Why not do North Korea versus the United States? With Inoki's connection to Korea, he would be built as the hometown guy. And for the Americans, there was only one person in WCW at the time that could put on an amazing show in the main event, and that was Ric Flair. Collision in Korea was a 2-night event, kind of like how we have WrestleMania these days. 15 matches split between the 2 days, over 300,000 people showed up. If you look it up on different websites, they say they made over $7 million in revenue from the show. But if you hear any stories from the wrestlers who were there, everyone was forced to be there. Not a single person knew what wrestling was and didn't understand what they were watching. In Japan, some crowds are quiet because they are observing the art of wrestling. But at this event, no one knew what they were seeing. It was so quiet that you could probably hear somebody fart from the nosebleed section. But when the final match started, the audience started to get on the side of Antonio Inoki. Ric Flair was selling like crazy. His whole purpose was to make Inoki look good, and there's no one better to do that than Ric Flair. At the end of the match, Inoki came up with the victory, and the crowd erupted with excitement. The way that these citizens saw it was that North Korea has beaten the United States. Imagine if this happened today. Imagine if AEW in 2025 announced a show in North Korea. Imagine how massive this would be for the company. Imagine how much the world would be talking about this. But with how the world is today, we probably won't see something like this again. WCW was ahead of its time with the marketing, but it honestly didn't change anything for the company. The only thing Eric Bischoff can hold over Vince McMahon is that he hosted the biggest wrestling show ever. If you guys enjoyed this video, give me your opinions about the show. And if you enjoy documentary style videos on wrestlers or wrestling in general, check them out on my channel, and don't forget to subscribe for more in the future. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video.